Get ready to mash this party up. It's Rick and Script full non-stop. Hey! Rick and Script. D-Max style. Oh, yeah. I see you coming from a mile away, girl. I see ya coming. Girl, I see ya. Hey! She says she's a real good girl. She only goes to church then home. I say I'm a real good guy like Rick and Script. I stay in my zone. She says she don't party hard. I tell her I'm a party hard.
Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, gender equality referendum details revealed.
Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis says he doesn't have anything to apologize for regarding the 2002 referendum after many blamed the PLP for its failure. Details straight ahead.
2 teens brought before the courts in charge with voyeurism and indecent assault. That story straight ahead.
Police make a major drug bust in Waters off in Luthra. That and more tonight on our news.
Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage today revealing the budget for the upcoming gender equality referendum. This as he also laid to rest rumors that the ballot questions will appear differently on referendum day. Vonique Toot reports.
Less than a month before Bahamians vote in the long-awaited constitutional referendum, National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage revealed in the House of Assembly that government will spend just over $1.5 million on the gender equality vote. That's slightly more than the budget for the gaming referendum held in 2013.
The sum of $1,346,170 was expended in the conduct of the gaming referendum that was held in 2013. For the upcoming referendum, it is anticipated that $1.57 million will be required, and that is what has been budgeted.
As previously reported, 4 questions will be put to voters on June 7th. Nottage, who is a minister responsible for referenda, put to rest concerns that they would appear differently on the ballot.
I have been informed that there are rumors going around that the questions may be put in some other order. That would be wrong. That will not happen.
The questions are as follows.
I want to make it abundantly clear that the order of the questions and the questions themselves that will appear on the ballots for the constitutional referendum are as follows. Question number 1. Do you approve of the Constitution Amendment number 1, Bill 2014? Under this proposed change to the Constitution, a child born outside of the Bahamas would, after the coming into operation of this amendment, become a Bahamian citizen at birth if either its mother or father is a citizen of the Bahamas by birth.
Question number 2. Do you approve of the Constitutional Amendment Number 2 Bill 2014? Under this proposed change to the Constitution, the foreign spouse of a Bahamian citizen would, after the coming into operation of this article, be entitled to apply for and obtain citizenship subject to, number 1, satisfying existing national security or public policy considerations, and number 2, new provisions guarding against marriages of convenience. Question number 3. Do you approve of the Constitutional Amendment Number 3 Bill 2014? Under this proposed change to the Constitution, the Bahamian father of a person born out of wedlock after the coming into operation of this article would be able to pass his citizenship to that person subject to legal proof that he is the father. Then there is the controversial question number 4, which has been the subject of passionate debate.
Do you approve the Constitution Amendment Bill number 4, 2014, and under this proposed change to the Constitution, it would be unlawful to discriminate based on sex, which would be defined as being male or female.
Nottage says Cabinet approved the Parliamentary Registration Department's recommendation to use the scales of justice as a symbol for the yes vote and the gates as a symbol for a no vote. He also revealed the date of the advanced poll.
The advanced poll for police officers, defense force officers, poll workers, staff of the Parliamentary Registration Department, staff of Bahamas embassies and consulates overseas, Bahamian students abroad, and special voters will be held on Tuesday, the 31st of May, 2016.
Overseas voters will vote during the advanced poll and be required to complete and submit Form J by Friday, May 20th. Meantime, special voters are required to complete and submit Form K to the Parliamentary Registration Department on that date. On Referendum Day, polls will open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nottage says employers are required to give employees who have registered 2 hours off to vote in addition to their 1-hour lunch break. Newly eligible voters must register to participate in the referendum before May 25th. Bahamians who registered for the 2012 general election do not have to register again to vote in the June 7th referendum. Reporting for our News, I'm Vonique Tude.
Thanks, Vonique. Well, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis says he doesn't think there's any need to apologize for the Progressive Liberal Party's 2002 campaign against gender equality issues. Rather, Davis tells our News his party did nothing wrong. Simone Davis has the details.
Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis and former Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett are among those who recently stated that the PLP owes the country an apology for its actions in 2002. Well, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis responded to that today.
Well, a person will only apologize when they accept that they did something wrong. I don't know that in the context of the last referendum they have with the Constitution.
Davis further explained that the reason he campaigned against the 2002 referendum was not because he did not believe in gender equality, but because there were a number of amendments made to the Constitution which made it very confusing. Davis said for that reason he doesn't think he or his party should apologize for anything.
I did nothing wrong when I voted against it then.
Do you think the PLP did anything wrong?
If I didn't do anything wrong and as a PLP, I wouldn't think anything wrong. I don't speak. I'm speaking personally.
However, the DPM added that the no vote by the PLP back then was prompted by a selfish act by the Ingram administration.
What was inspired then, what inspired the vote then, was the statement made by the then Prime Minister that created a political divide over the issue, as opposed to attempting to bring the country together on issues that were important as they were.
Do you think
and that, yes, I would think that was selfish.
And when it comes to the highly controversial argument of whether Bill 4, which makes it unconstitutional to discriminate against someone based on sex, Davis said,
if you cut it, it don't make you a woman. If it don't make, or add to it, it don't make you a man. So that's the end of it. Now, this issue of same-sex does not arise.
Asked whether the government is being biased in supporting the Yes campaign instead of the Vote No campaign, he said the government is not being partial because it is supporting the side that is right. The referendum will take place on June 7th. Reporting for our News, I'm Simone Davis.
In other news, 2 teens will now have to face serious punishment after pleading guilty to voyeurism and the indecent assault of a high school girl. It all stems from the video showing a naked girl being thrown to the ground and recorded while bystanders laugh in the background. Kyle Joaquin was in court today and filed this report.
Apologizing for what they've done, 18-year-old Shanton Forbes of Graham Drive, Yellowwater Gardens, and a 16-year-old pleaded guilty before Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans to 2 counts of voyeurism and 1 count of indecent assault. It was alleged that sometime between April 1st and May 8th, being concerned with others, the 2 made visual recordings of a 12th grade female student and published them. One of those videos made the rounds on social media and showed the girl being yanked and thrown on the floor while her private parts were exposed. That video was also played in court for the magistrate, who had a look of disgust on her face. In court, the prosecutor read the statement of the girl's father, who said that on Sunday, May 8th, he was shown a video of his daughter being tortured at a home he wasn't familiar with. He then took his daughter to the station. In her statement, the daughter told police the incident happened a month ago as she and her friend, along with her friend's brother and friends, walked from Yellowwater Park. She said when they got to a place called The Pump, the boys dragged her to the pump and wet her with water. Her friend then took her to her home and provided her with a change of clothes. However, as she tried to change in the bathroom that had no door, the boys came in, dragged, and recorded her. She said all this happened as her friend stayed in the living room laughing. The 18-year-old, clad in a gray t-shirt, shorts, and Nike slippers, admitted to taking the photos but denied recording the girl. The juvenile, whose father stood by him still clad in his work uniform shirt, said he admitted being on the scene but denied placing it on social media because at the time he didn't even have a phone. When asked if they had anything to say, Forbes said, "I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I accept the punishment." The juvenile then said, "I apologize for what I did. What I did was wrong, and I apologize to the family of the young girl." But the magistrate wasn't done. She asked the pair if it had been someone doing that to their sisters or their mothers, how would they feel? She also scolded them, saying, "The first sign of being a punk is raising your hand at a woman." In considering their sentence, the magistrate said she would want to take into account the fact that these are young men and that if there's a way the court could steer them in the right direction, then that would be best. The 18-year-old informed the magistrate that he dropped out of government high school at the age of 17. However, his mother later indicated that he was actually kicked out and refused to attend BTVI when she sent him. As for the 10th grade 16-year-old, he informed the magistrate that he's scheduled to sit 5 BJCs at the end of the month. As for the other boys seen and heard in the video, according to officers present in court, they have not yet been arrested. Now, the 18-year-old was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. The 16-year-old was sent to the Simpson Penn Center for Boys. Sentencing for both young men is set for next Wednesday, May 18th. But in the meantime, the juvenile's father has been ordered to gather any school records he may have. Reporting from the magistrate's court for our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
And more than $1 million worth of cocaine was seized in Bahamian waters as police continue to crack down on illegal drugs. Giorgio Bain reports.
Members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marine Unit make a multi-million-dollar cocaine bust in waters off Eleuthera. Police officers say they now have 6 Haitian males in custody. Commander of the Drug Enforcement Unit, Samuel Butler, said efforts to intercept the 60-foot Haitian vessel started early Tuesday afternoon, and he is pleased with the persistence of his officers.
It was sometime around 7:30 on Tuesday afternoon. Drug enforcement receiving certain intelligence intercepted a 60-foot freighter. Our intelligence suggested that this freighter originated out of Haiti, and the interception took place in waters off North Eleuthera.
Butler said the estimated street value of the drugs is well over $1 million.
The boat was on the occupants were detained. We had 6 male occupants on board. Each of them actually had a Haitian passport. The vessel was brought into New Providence, where a search commenced. We're still live conducting our search, but so far we were able to discover several hidden compartments on board this vessel. Within the hidden compartments were a number of packages of suspected cocaine.
Butler said he and his team are pleased with the amount of drug seizures during the first quarter of the year.
We believe that we have some $1.8 million worth of cocaine on this vessel, but we're continuing to conduct our search. Drug Enforcement Unit will continue, along with its partners, the Marine Support Services and the DEA, to conduct such investigations to recover and place before the court drug traffickers.
Reporting for our news, I'm Giorgio Bain.
After the break, the former Minister of Works gives his take on corruption and fraud at the Road Traffic Department. And a little later, we'll tell you the latest on efforts to get BAMSI back up and running. Our news has that and more on the other side of this break.